checking, everybody. We're back. It's the Jake Majors Show or something like that. Another show that we're still trying to figure out what the best name for it will be. Maybe we'll open up to a Twitter poll. I'm Jeff Ketchum. That is Jake Majors. This show brought to you by mybucketlist.com. Bucket List is the official ticket and experience provider for Club Corps, which is the largest owner and operator of private clubs in the world. They cater to their 400,000 members with events like the Masters, the Ryder Cup, the Olympics. Yeah, if you need UT tickets for any UT sporting events, they will meet or beat prices for any UT tickets that you can find online from a reputable website, every single one of them. But more than anything else, they want to take you to big events, the Masters, the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, the World Cup is coming up, along with the Champions League final, which is in Russia this year. And I don't know if that's the one I'm going to let them take me to, but I do plan on going to a Champions League final soon. Let mybucketlistevents.com take you there. Jake, you guys had a scrimmage again on Saturday.
Heck yeah, we did.
And your head coach seemed really happy and pleased by the evolution of the offense from what seemed to him to be very frustrating a weekend ago to something that he described as winning football on the whole on Saturday. Break it down. Like, give me a day later what your vibe of what the scrimmage was for you guys.
I think collectively as a group, I mentioned last time that we talked that whenever it comes to an offense, you need rhythm. And, when rhythm happens, there's better execution. So I felt with this scrimmage as a whole, we executed better and we communicated better. And when those things started to happen, we saw bigger plays and explosive plays happen, QBs, getting their long passes, running backs, getting their long runs. So everything was starting to click this scrimmage.
It's interesting. When you look back and watch film of a game, sometimes it's crazy how the smallest little detail can cause a play that otherwise would have gone for a touchdown. It ends up going for a no gain or something like that. And you look at everything else and you go, oh man, it was this close. As you guys are trying to put together your offense for a season, does it feel like that day in and day out that you've got all these different positions and player groups? Everybody's just trying to get their timing down right. Can you tell in practice when that starts to come together a little bit better? What changes?
I just think that, I think you're right. It's just you notice really well whenever as a group, defense and offense, we just come to practice, the way the coach Sark uses is humming. Like everything is, being executed well. Everyone's to their spot. Receivers are into the landmarks. The O-line's eyes are in the right place. So as you can tell, like the little things, as we start to fix those things, we start to perform better. And that's whenever we see, a big difference.
From your perspective with an offensive line, is it can you tangibly point to something and say, this is where we're working to find that humming? What are the things that you find that the coaches are stressing that when this piece comes together, you guys will be humming?
I just think that as a unit, we just need to work on things here and there, whether that's knowing the plays, who the ID is, stuff like that. But I feel like with this past scrimmage, we all took accountability and, a little frustration from the first scrimmage. We were like, we need to pick it up because we know how good we can be. It's just we need to buy in. And so I felt that from my unit, and felt like we did that. I felt like very descriptive here, like the double teams I had with Junior and Denzel, they seemed like they were, fitting the right way that they needed to. So when stuff like that starts to happen and it feels good, that's when you know that, this thing's clicking and this is going in the right direction.
Was there a moment yesterday in the scrimmage, again, context being a week ago on Saturday, you guys just didn't have your best scrimmage. So no matter how anybody wants to frame it, the goal is to do better, be better, get ready for a game that's a couple of weeks away. Was there a moment yesterday in the scrimmage where you were like, okay, we're humming. Coach is going to like this?
I think it was Josh Moore's long screen going towards the north end zone. We were all running on the field, and I mean, Christian made a hell of a block, and then he took it 60 yards. And then there was another play. We were going towards the south end zone. By the way, it looks beautiful. Can't wait to be in there. We were getting towards the goal line, and guy who was behind me, I think it was Hudson or Casey, I can't remember, threw it to Jared Wiley. He got stuck on the 1 yard line, and Coach Flood always preaches, push the pile. Give that extra effort. And me, Christian and I, and Denzel, and all the line, we just ran to Jared. We pushed him into the end zone, and that's when I was like, we're starting to buy in, and this is awesome. Because I remember falling into the end zone with Jared. I was like, this is a good feeling.
So, just that's funny because I'm thinking of a play. You probably didn't even see it, but last week in the NFL, I was watching Sam Ehlinger play. The same situation, Colts running back gets in one of those scrums and the pile pushes forward. And then he got up and they gave him a penalty because he celebrated too much. Did you guys deserve a penalty for celebrating too much after pushing him into the end zone?
I don't think I saw. I mean, I celebrated. I was like, heck yeah, let's go. But I mean, I don't think we did anything excessive. I think we congratulated each other. Like, hey, good job. Like, this is good. That was a good play, and we just ran off the sideline. But I mean, I'm sure you'll see a lot more celebration from us whenever it comes game day.
I was going to say, is there ever a moment, even in practice, when an excessive celebration is allowed, or is it always game rules? And if something would get you a 15-yard penalty, like how much fun are you guys allowed to have in practice?
I think we're allowed to have fun. It's just we all take practice very seriously. I don't think anyone comes in there with a goofy mindset just to, mess around, and that's not important to them. I think it's very important to everybody. So when somebody scores, we're just like, oh, cool, next play, let's get another touchdown. So I feel like celebrating during practice hasn't been an issue where coach had to address it, but I think we'll let it loose around game day. So.
It's interesting talking to Keandre Coburn late last night. I wondered, you talk to a defensive guy when the defense does really well and, they feel really good. I wondered what it would sound like to talk to Keandre on a night when the offense had done better. And it was interesting how happy he was in a weird way. Like, he was like, it was a good scrimmage, but he enjoyed the fact that the offense played at a level where they were getting over on a unit that he thinks is really good. It speaks to, I think, the team thing that you guys have got going on right now, where there's a togetherness that I haven't completely sensed. Everybody says this stuff every year. There are a lot of little things. I thought Keandre, it's the only time I've ever heard someone on the other side of the ball say they were happy that their side of the ball didn't get the edge on the other. But I thought it really spoke to his leadership in a weird way as an older guy to see the bigger picture. But, I'm sensing a lot of togetherness and everybody pulling for each other in this camp.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think as a team, I think we really are coming together. You can see it. The O-line messes around with the D-line. Just that fellowship and camaraderie. But yeah, like you're saying, I think we're all pretty humble to the fact that the offense can give the defense fits and the defense can give the offense fits. That's just, the name of the game. That's just when hey, like, all right, they got us this day. Let's get them the next day. Like, it's just an ongoing competition that ultimately, if you think about it, if one does better one day, and the next day, the one that got beat is better than the next day. You just keep on climbing, and that's whenever the level of competition gets higher, and the standard gets higher, and then that's whenever you start developing championship football.
It has to be, the toughest thing that you guys, I think, in the interior have to deal with is that there probably won't be a game at any point this season that's as difficult as what you guys are dealing with in practice. So to be making gains and giving that side of the ball and that defense a little bit of fits when you know how good they are, and it's, you know, it's not a bad thing if Keandre Coburn beats you on a rep. That's going to happen sometimes, but to hear him and the coaches really talking about how much you guys have improved, I think probably speaks volumes, because you guys aren't doing it against the little sisters of the poor every week, or every day, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it's, I don't know, just a great opportunity to go against one of the best defenses, arguably, in the nation behind Coach K. The D line is probably the most solid group on the defense. Linebackers are really good, safeties, corners, all of them. I mean, going against them every day, it's just hard not to get better. I mean, I've seen my game elevate from, the first day of spring ball all the way to now. And I look back at film and I'm like, dang, I've come a long way. So it's good to go against these guys. I really do appreciate them and all the hard work they put in, because it's going to pay off in the end.
A couple last questions before we let you go. Just in terms of the offense in general, I know that there's been some injuries on the skill guys. So some of the receivers have been in and they've been out, and Xavier Worthy was back yesterday after missing a couple of days. When you look at from where you guys started to where you are going into really the last week of camp before it's game week, anybody jump out for you as guys over the last 2 weeks on offense? I mean, I would imagine Bijan's an easy one to call out, but are there guys that in your mind have really had great camps?
I think both the quarterbacks have had great camps. Credit to those guys for, being humble about the situation they're in. They're both really good dudes. I love both of them. They work, sorry for my language, they work their ass off. It's just, the love I have for those guys and the way they handle it. It's good to see them, compete and bring the best out of each other. I'd say X is doing a really good job. As a freshman, he's standing out, which is, what we expected. The guy with, his potential. And Josh Moore, he was out a couple days, but he came back and he balled like he always does. Jared Wiley, he's like one of my good friends on the team. I get to always talk to him, and he's kind of like an old man now. He told me he felt like yesterday was his freshman year, and I was like, dude, it's already my sophomore year. And he's like, I'm old. So I get to mess with him and how old he is, but I think Jared's been an awesome guy to be around this camp, and he's done one hell of a job at tight end, holding it down. And I'm really excited for this offense. I really am.
All right, last question. I got to ask you about this developing beard game you've got going on. Are you letting this thing grow? I can't grow a beard. I mean, if you can see, I haven't shaved for a few days and it just looks like I need to shave. You, on the other hand, have good beard game. So what's the plan with this thing? Are you going to just let it go during the season and see what happens? Or do you carefully manage your beard?
I actually trimmed it yesterday, so it was a little longer, because fall camp, didn't have any energy to get a haircut or anything. But I think I might, by the time the first game rolls around, I might get a haircut again and trim it again. And then after that, I might grow it out for the rest of the season. I don't know. I'll keep it in the air. I know last year I grew out my hair. We'll see how it goes.
Well, it makes you look older. So kind of depending.
I know.
There'll be a day when you're older when you'll want to shave it so that the baby face will come out and you'll look younger. But as a young leader on the offensive line, it makes you look like a grizzled veteran, I think, when you let the beard grow out. Just something to think about. It makes you look 30 with a full beard.
I don't think anyone would take me seriously if I had a baby face. So it comes with its benefits.
Jake, do you have any – what do you want the show to be called? Do we need to have a vote? Like, what's your thing? Everybody.
We should probably come up with like a couple ideas and then throw a poll out there and see what people think.
I like it. Well, look, this edition of the Unnamed Jake Major Show, again, brought to you by mybucketlistevents.com. Go check out the website, mybucketlistevents.com. The bottom line is this. If you are thinking about going to a major sporting event, the Super Bowl, the Masters, the World Cup, the Ryder Cup coming up in September, let mybucketlistevents.com be the group that takes you there. I think I was reading something earlier that from a note standpoint, at the last Winter Olympics, they basically took the entire U.S. hockey team. So if you go with them, you'll be hanging out with coaches and players and stuff, because that's who uses mybucketlistevents.com. Jake, appreciate it, my man. Keep staying healthy. Keep doing your thing, and we'll talk to you in a couple of days.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You got it. Take care.